was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone for the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. They really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next to the cap went out and drafted the band. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, Company B. A root, a toot, a tooty attitude. He blows eight to the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar is playing with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy, Company B. He was the boogie woogie bugle boy, Company B.
To bring to you a special World War II edition of Antiques Roadshow today. We are coming to you from Winton, and we have been very lucky to see several well-preserved artefacts that allow us to learn all about the war years between 1939 and 1945. Let's not waste any time and go straight to one of our experts.
Welcome to the show, Jamie.
Hello.
What have you brought for us to see today?
This is a World War II gas mask. I found it in my uncle's loft. He has lots of army memorabilia.
Wow, that's interesting. We've seen a few gas masks like this before. They were issued to all British civilians during the World War II in 1938. They were used to protect you from gas attacks. They covered your eyes, ears and mouth so that mustard gas could not get in. A battle during the Spanish War showed us the consequences of gas attacks.
It must have been hard for people to wear them since they smell awful.
Yes, it was. And they were made of black rubber, which made it very hot and smelly.
Did they wear it for every air raid?
Yes, and the ARP warden would sound the gas rattle when there was a gas battle.
What's an ARP warden?
They protected people from the danger of air raids in September 1935, 4 years before World War II began. Well, thank you for joining us and bringing in such a well-kept artefact.
Well, thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, welcome to the show, Emma.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. What have you got for us today?
I was cleaning my loft and I found these medals. I'm not sure what they are. Do you think you can tell me a little bit about them?
Yes, this one on the far right is the France and Germany star.
Okay.
It was a medal of the British Commonwealth awarded for operational services in France, Belgium and the Netherlands.
That's interesting. What's this one?
This is the Italy Star, and the Italy Star is the military campaign medal instituted by the United Kingdom in May 1945 for forward subjects of the British Commonwealth.
What's this one on the left?
That's a good question. I'm less sure about this one, but I think it's called the 1939 to 1945 Star. It was instituted by the UK on the 8th of July 1943.
I think I know what this one's called.
Go on.
Is it called the Africa Star?
Yes, it is. And it's a military campaign medal instituted by the United Kingdom on the 8th of July 1943 for forward subjects of the British Commonwealth who served in the Second World War.
That was the last one. Thank you very much for telling me about these medals.
You are very welcome, Emma. Thank you for coming on the show. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name's Poppy, what's yours?
Hi Poppy, I'm Olivia.
And what have you got for me today?
I've got my granddad's old army uniform. It was handed down from my granddad to my dad and now it's come to me.
Wow, that's really interesting. Can you tell me more about it, please?
Well, most uniforms are not made by the army. They are in fact made by various civilians tailoring firms.
Ah.
And
Outfit allowance was introduced to officers who could not afford a uniform. This is a army uniform that would have been used in World War II. Oh, okay. It was lined with a white cotton material made from serge. Thank you for your time. You're welcome. Thank you for bringing it to me. Bye, and thank you again. I've learned a lot. Bye.
We hope you have enjoyed our show today, and thank you to everyone that has come to share their precious artifacts.
On the battlefield I can hear the annoying scuttle of rats the size of cats that eat into our camp to get away from all the chaos and mayhem.
The clicking and loading of the guns as they are ready to fire the life-changing bullets.
Endless distant shooting which flies overhead as we fight for cover.
Deadly bombs ominously sounding, causing tremors through no man's land. Tanks dragging themselves through the thick squelching mud as the torrential rain falls even harder.
The roar of planes above us as they begin to shoot as the helpless men fight of an unknown cause.
On the battlefield I can feel men trembling with fear as they move towards a battle which fills them with horror.
Honourable friends pushing my back, helping me to carry on without fear.
A heavy metallic gun in my blood-stained hands, which is both my enemy and my greatest friend.
The heavy wet uniform which drags me down into the thick mud which cakes on my string boots.
The ground trembles as big bulky bombs drop dangerously close.
On the battlefield I can see vermilion blood like water puddling on the battlefield every time a friend falls when they are devoured by the dreadful battle.
Thousands of never-ending, unstoppable bullets that are being brutally and pitilessly fired towards my bodies and I. A glimpse of my friends bustling in preparation for battle through the jet-black smoke.
On the battlefield I can smell thick smoke that churns above the vase, filling my lungs with every breath.
The toxic gas which pollutes the sky, causing it to rain with death. Sweat as it soaks through my uniform while we struggle forward to gain a few metres of useless, scarred ground.
On the battlefield I can taste the dreaded bile rising in my throat from a mix of fear, starvation and dehydration. A sour aftertaste of the awful cold tinned meat and dry, stale, rock-hard biscuits that crumble in my mouth as I devour them hungrily. Choking smoke forcing itself down my throat into my lungs whenever I try to take a deep, desperate breath.
What to expect when you are evacuated? Will you be evacuated? Well, most children are evacuated if they live in the cities. Since 1939, 1.5 million children have been evacuated. Also, other vulnerable people might be evacuated, such as disabled people and pregnant women. It is important you are evacuated, because bombs could hit your homes and schools.
Where might you be evacuated to? You'll be either sent to smaller cities or the countryside to live with strangers who are willing to help. Some of you may be lucky enough to go to family.
What should you take with you? Boys, you should take vests, underwear, trousers, socks, handkerchiefs and a pullover or jersey. Girls take similar such as a vest, underwear, a petticoat, stockings, a slip, which is basically like a long vest with shoulder straps, a blouse and a cardigan. It may also be useful to take an overcoat, a comb, a pair of Wellingtons, wash stuff, shoes and some snacks such as an apple and sandwiches. What will you do once you are there? You will be expected to be part of the families that will include chores, but you may also do fun things. Most families have wireless radios so you can keep up with the news. You may also go to the cinemas. If you are sent to a farm, you might have to look after the animals.
Remember to keep in touch with family. They will miss you as much as you miss them.
What will you eat? If you're evacuated, you will eat whatever the family you are staying with eats. This would usually be eggs, chicken, pork or rabbit. Butter and cream seems like a luxury treat to evacuee children living in the countryside. Sorry, we have to go, otherwise we'll be late for the train. See you later.
Bye.
Welcome to the Turn Back Time news show, where we speak to those people who have influenced our lives and changed history. Today we would like to welcome Mr. Winston Churchill to the studio. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Churchill. Thank you for giving us some of your time.
My name is Rebecca and I'll be asking you some questions today. Is that okay?
Yes, okay.
Let's start at the beginning. Did you enjoy school?
Well, there were some good moments, but if I'm honest, I performed fairly badly in virtually all the subjects, except my favourites, history and English. In my first school, I got annoyed and kicked my teacher's straw hat to bits when I got told off for stealing some sugar from the larder. I have lots of stories like that.
Well, that was certainly a bad impression for your new school. Anyway, what about when we got a job? How did that go?
It was much better. In fact, in my first job, I served as a British statesman, but I have also served as an army officer, an author, a public speaker, an artist, a journalist, a historian, and I was also Prime Minister of the UK from 1940 to 1945, and according to Neville Chamberlain, it was a very brave thing to do, as it was a year into wartime.
Well, you have certainly had a very busy life. I, in the meantime, have only ever been a TV reporter. Anyway, next question. Is it true that you were around when the Queen Elizabeth II was crowned?
Yes, that's true. I was also around and saw the first cars and the first planes. It was all quite exciting, really. And when the Queen was crowned, it was definitely a moment for all of England to be proud of.
So how old are you then? Because our Queen was crowned in 1953 and you were born in 1874. And now it's 1943, so you must be.
I'm 70. I know, it's quite old, but I have lived a rather full life, and I'm proud of it. I doubt I have much time left, so I'd like people to remember me when I die. A war leader, perhaps?
Now tell us more about your family.
My father was Lord Randolph Churchill, my mother was Jenny Jerome, and my brother is Major John Strange, otherwise known as Jack Churchill.
This is a rather out of the blue question, but I think our watchers would like to know the real you, out of the spotlight. When you were a young man, what hobbies did you have?
As you know, I was rather good at English and history. Later on in life, one of them became quite a large hobby. You know what, I'll let you guess.
I know English.
That's wrong, it was history. I do hope that my life will also make history.
That's rather aspirational, isn't it? However, I believe your life doesn't make history. I also hope you had a lovely time talking to us about your life. I would really like it if we could speak again. Goodbye.
Goodbye, I really enjoyed speaking with you. I hope I see you again.
Thank you for watching. We will see you again next time when we meet up with Hitler and see his side of the war.
Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye.
25th of December 1940. Dear Diary, bombs going off again. I hate this. My morning started as it normally does, even though it's Christmas. All because of the bombing, Santa never gave us any presents, so I just went downstairs for breakfast. At least breakfast was good, because normally we would eat a mouthful of bread, but today we had a whole piece of bread, but slightly mouldy, but that doesn't matter. Mum had nothing because of rationing, and the last 2 pieces she gave to me and my brother, so we gave Mum a water and a mouthful of bread. She wouldn't let us give her any more.
I was walking to school with my brother, but he forgot his gas mask. It was the law to have a gas mask on hand. School was very different because we were all in the same class, as lots of little children. School was pretty boring, some writing and reading, nothing special.
During PE, when all was silent, the deafening dreaded sound started.
As I tripped down into the shelter, I smelled the hard smell of the toilet in the corner. I saw crumbled bits of wrap and 5 uncomfy looking bed. But it was safer out there. I heard my little brother okay. 4 long hours later, I was still in the horrifying shelter. I could see worms on my pillow and ants on my blanket and flies around the toilet. 5 dead rats on each bed to use as toy bears. All my friends have died. I don't want what happened to them to happen to me.
5 hours after we entered the shelter, we heard it was all clear. All I could hear was a buzzing noise in my head. Peeking through my gas mask, I emerged from the school shelter. I can see all the houses have gone except for one. I ran over to that house. I looked at the number 24, but sadly it wasn't. It was close. It's too fated to see the number. I smelled the fuel from the airplanes leaving. I heard people chatting to new people to make friends with them. I can also see injured people leaping out of the shelter. I felt the blood from my hand. It looks like Abby is dead, but I found my family. Hope I get to write to you again from the shadow.
Good evening to all of our viewers. Mr. E here. If you are watching this, you will be pleased to know that you have survived the Second World War. Over to you, Mr. E.
Thank you, Mr. V. Today, on the 8th of May, it has been declared that the war has ended.
It has just came in that the German forces on the Channel Islands have finally surrendered. Here we can listen to an official broadcast from the Prime Minister himself, Sir Winston Churchill. This is breaking news and has been declared in the last 5 minutes.
At 2:41 a.m. at General Eisenhower's headquarters, General Jodl, the representative of the German High Command, and of Grand Admiral Dönitz, the designated head of the German state, signed the act of unconditional surrender of all German land, sea, and air forces in Europe to the Allied Expeditionary Forces and simultaneously to the Soviet High Command.
We will now be back on the road to freedom. Already, celebrations among the civilians of Winton have begun. Let's go live with Survivor to Oswald Road, where things are in full swing.
It seems as though the irony is real, seeing as we're here celebrating VE Day. As you can see behind me, the residents of the local Winton area are out on the streets celebrating. You can feel the pride as everyone's gas masks free and hailing the freedom. Now over to Mrs. Enjoy to talk to us about her experience on today.
I am so pleased. It has been a long time coming, 6 years in fact. I am enjoying a guilt-free, non-rationing party with people who have stuck by me till the end. What's up?
Well, thank you for that. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mrs. Enjoy. As you can see, everyone here is having a good time. And now it's us at the news team to do so as well. Thank you, Winton, for tuning in.
Are you tired of hitting the spot in your phone?
Yes.
Are you tired of hearing bombs overhead and seeing people killed?
Yes.
Do you want to make a difference and become a hero?
Yes.
Then make Earth a more safer and secure haven for everyone by becoming a home guard. You'll protect the world from death and torture.
If you think you're up for the challenge, leave your stuffy safety bumper of a shelter and give Earth what it desires and make Earth a paradise to live on again.
Don't just sit at home and wait to die. Save the earth and don't be shy. Sign up to become a home guard at your local village hall.
Be one of the only to save your country, your family, and the world.
Tears in the trenches. In the trenches I can see smoke as it spirals into a monster ready to swallow us whole. Unknown faces in a trance as if they were robots. Mountains of sand looking down on us like a disapproving teacher as tall as a tree. Wretched rats as they scrape the ground in search of any more stale food they can see.
In the trenches I can smell stale bread filling the foggy air around us and landing on my taste buds. Repulsive rotten feet stunk the trench like a rotten fingernail falling off. Blood from honest bodies which went bang during the war.
In the trenches I can taste the bitter, salty and grotesque sweat trickling down my facial skull. The sensation of death was slithering everywhere like a snake. The stench of fossilized flesh piles overfilled my taste buds. Those terrifying and petrifying thoughts of the innocent.
In the trenches I could feel walls as tall as towering trees and the urge of crumbling. My feet scrunching up like a paper bag, dirt under my nails breaking.
In the trenches I can hear the name of death that was calling for me from hundreds of miles away. Bang! Another bomb drops and the ground shakes. Tanks as big as elephants stomping on the ground sounding like bombs.
Good morning, listeners. We are here in Manchester City, where it is 5:27 a.m. and we are just starting to see some German planes that are flying quite quickly at approximately 17,000 feet.
Spitfires have just started to reach our view. It looks as though one is heading for us. Oh no, this could end badly. From what we can see, they are launching parachutes from their planes. This is going to be a big battle.
One down in the distance, I can see 1, 2, 3 planes catching up. As you can hear, the siren has started. We are already in hiding as we air this, but make sure you get yourselves there too if you are listening.
Coming in from our left, more of ours. They're going for it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of ours are now in view. Bombs are dropping.
Britain, we are taking them down.
Beware. Zip your lips or we will feel the hits.
It could be you next if you babble into the wrong ears.
They are always listening. They are always watching.
Sometimes they are in disguise.
When they are, they're known as spies.
They are everywhere.
Everywhere, I tell you.
It could be you that cost us our country.
Don't talk. Talking costs lives.
What was your proudest memory?
Well, my proudest memory, well, of course, that would be when I collected my OBE from King George VI on the 16th of June 1944. It made me feel extremely proud for knowing that I helped my country lead to victory. I remember how nervous I felt standing in front of everyone. I remember the King and I were talking, which meant he couldn't put my badge on. He took it off 2 or 3 times before he did it properly. As soon as it laid on my uniform, I knew it would be one of my proudest moments.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly. Farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly. Farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. It don't mean a thing. All you gotta do is sing. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you've got. Oh, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that sweet. What good is melody? What good is music if it ain't possessing something sweet? It ain't the melody.
Welcome to our program about historical people. Today our subject is Adolf Hitler. We are joined by world famous Dr. Harry.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. First of all, where was Hitler born?
He was born on the 20th of April, 1889, in a town in Austria. The town was very close to the German border.
I didn't know he was Austrian.
Yes, he attended school and ended up studying in art college as he wanted to be a famous artist.
I heard he was a soldier at one point.
Yes, he fought in World War I for Germany. He won lots of medals, and after the war, he moved to Germany.
Fascinating. So quite a normal life growing up then. How did he gain rise and power?
He started his own political party and ended up at being Chancellor of Germany. This position is kind of like being President of Germany.
And of course we know the rest of his story and the part he played in World War II. Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow we'll be looking at Henry and his 6 wives.
Welcome to Historical MasterChef, where cooking doesn't get tougher than this.
Today, the contestants are going to cook out scones.
They are only allowed to use rationed ingredients.
They have 10 minutes to make the dish.
Ready, steady, cook!
Good.
Very different approaches.
Gone and 5 minutes remaining. Good luck, guys. Carry on.
That's good news.
Off the competition with group number 1. Group number 2, please present your food.
Enjoy.
Okay, and cut.
Number 3, let's see what you got.
Enjoy.
Last but not least, group number 4.
And the winners are...
The winner is Team 3.
Thanks for watching.
Every day we walk these streets to go to school, your friend's house, to go to the park, and maybe even Sprinkles. So we all know how it looks today, but have you ever wondered about how it looked like then? Well, I've been on a little trip around Moordown trying to find some signs of the past. This is what I found. This is the first place. Do you recognise it? This is the Moordown Community Clinic. This is the same building, only it was the Moordown Gas and Water Company showroom. This picture was taken in the 1930s. The showroom was full of gas appliances of the period. It might look different, but if you look closely, you can see that a few details of the buildings are quite similar, and they're kept to today's date. The one of the corner of Enderby Park Road, looking south. Date uncertain at the moment, but probably between 1910 and 1920. The same view today shows how the buildings of the western side corner have been replaced and how the 3 homes on the eastern side near the corner of the Moorfield Grove have been transformed into shops. If you look carefully at the house with the white gobble, you can see that the pattern is kept until today's date. Our next place is Marvin Road. Do you recognise this place? As you can see, all the buildings are the same, and if you look on the right, the building in the past was the post office, now is known as the Allen Rice Funeral Services. This is the photo of the bus depot taken in 1950s. To take a photo from the same spot today, you need to be standing right in the middle of Moordown Medical Centre. Now, the depot is the co-op. If you look carefully, next to the co-op, the buildings look the exact same as they looked in the picture of the 1950s with the depot. Apart from the co-op, all the other buildings are exactly the same. The next photo shows 956 Wimborne Road in about 1936. As you can see, clearly the butcher's shop at that time. Today, of course, it's better known as the Fish and Chip Shop, which has been here for the last 50 years. Not only that, some features from the past are still here today. Now, can you recognise this place? You should. This is where our school is. The white building on the left is now the carpet store, but it used to be a Hart's grocery store. The gable-ended building on each side of Oswald Road are the same. Can you see, just behind the lady in the black? This photo was taken in about 1910. I was walking down the road where the lady in the black was, wondering about what she might have been thinking.
Hello, welcome to Make Do and Mend. It's me, Mrs. So. If you don't have any more dresses, well, here is how. Get your husband's old shirt. Whoopee, here's one. Let's put this here for now. Okay. And turn it into a good as new dress. Here is how. Get an old skirt, but your favourite. Yay, here's mine. My favourite. Yeah, let's put it here now. Okay, and wear the shirt. Okay, once you have done that, let's turn them inside out. This is going to be so easy. It's not going to take even more than 5 minutes. Let's sew these together. I mean, that was really easy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, yeah. It wasn't tiring at all. Yeah. Hi, I've got my new dress on, but we have to finish it off with something. A belt! Yay! This is my favourite belt. Finish it off with a belt. Finish it off with a belt. Oh yeah. Okay, let's put this nice belt on. Also to cover the sewing marks. Yeah. Now you have got as good as a new dress. Remember, don't reuse your clothes because it's too dangerous to go out and buy your own dress. Those pesky Germans might be waiting outside your house to shoot you. So, remember, don't reuse your clothes. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Oh, hello, I am Bobby Clarkson, and this is the World War II news. Our British chaps have done incredibly... Are you alright?
Oh, why did I decide to work? I'm just a woman. I can't even drive.
Anyway, I have just heard that our Americans are bombing the Marshall Islands. Gentlemen, what on earth is going on?
Well, I know a bit more. So, this all started when Japan...
Naughty Japan?
Yes, naughty Japan started bombing some of our allies.
Why'd they do that?
I don't know. Anyway, those Americans...
Good Americans.
Yes, those good Americans didn't like it. So they started bombing some of Japan's friends.
Wait, how are Japan bad and American good when they both do the same thing?
Because Japan did it first. Where are the Marshall Islands anyway?
The Marshall Islands are located between Australia and Japan.
That's not very specific.
No, I said it had to be. Anyway, these islands aren't particularly populated.
So what's the point in bombing them?
Because the people who live there are evil.
Not all of them.
Be quiet.
No.
And that's all we've got time for today.
Have a safe journey home. And today we are back for another guide about how to be safe in an air raid shelter. Today we are with the Smith family to see how they cope.
Hello, it's me, Sergeant Tiddles. I am here to warn you that there is an air raid coming. Please prepare for bombing. Can you all remember what to do?
Yes.
Jolly good. Let's see how you cope in the real thing.
First of all, in an air raid shelter, make sure it is dark as soot. But not that dark. Make sure you always have your gas mask on you in case of emergencies, and always make sure you know how to put it on. Like this? Not like that, Delilah. Well done. Remember, in an air raid, make sure you walk calmly to the nearest shelter. Everybody, quickly! Well done, Smith family. You coped quite well. I give you a 9 out of 10.
Gentlemen, we seem to be lost in France.
Yes. What should we do now?
I don't know.
There's like a cottage over there. Maybe they know where our battalion is. Should we go there?
Well done, buddy. Yeah, let's go.
No. And we'll attack north. Yeah, so Brighton.
It doesn't work. Trust me, I've got the magic touch.
They're budging.
I know.
Guys, turn your heads.
Why should we?
They're right there.
No.
I always hated British.
Moustache.
Oh, you can be the biggest toothbrush ever.
They're this tall.
Oh yeah. Who are you?
Oh yeah, did James taught us that? Yeah, I think he taught us that.
Yeah, he taught us that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a fun war.
Du schummelst.
No, you're cheating.
Ich will spielen ein Spiel auf Tiddlywinks.
Okay. I don't know. Well, it's been a draw so far. So what about a game of rock, paper, scissors?
Ja, bis 3.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, let's do this. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Let's do this. If you want us to defeat Hitler, buy bombs, bullets and boots to help us win.
Hi, this is Melanie, Rosie and Anne. They're land girls and they all work in the barn. Well, most of the time. They care for the animals 24/7 with all their energy.
Hi, we are land girls and we work at Heartlands Farm in Yorkshire.
Hi, I'm Anne and this is a lamb just born 2 days ago and we care for it day and night to make sure that it grows into a strong lamb with the help of us.
Hi, I'm Rosie, and as well as caring for the animals, we hand out eggs from the chickens and milk from the cows to the local towns. Also, Melanie and I look after the horses to make sure they are well looked after and cared for.
I'm Melanie and I work in the barn whilst the others milk the cows and collect the eggs from the chickens. I also take the eggs out on the streets, giving them away. As you know, my name is Melanie and I love looking after horses. So Rosie and I look after them every day, all day.
As well as lambs and horses, we also have cows, chickens, pigs and many more animals. Here we have the chicken coop, which the eggs are sent out to the people the same day they're hatched, which means they get them extremely fresh. Here's the field where most of the wheat and crops grow. I love sending them out to help people because of rationing, along with the fruits, vegetables and milk and eggs. Hi, I'm Sally. Because the others love working with the animals, I have to work with the crops. But I don't mind because it's really fun. I plant fruits and vegetables here. Here are some cabbage, kale and pumpkin.
You just don't have to be a land girl. You can be a pilot or mechanic and much more. Be anything you dream. Join the power, the girl power.